How's it going, everyone? Liam Catterson here. We're on episode 4 for season 8 of Game of Thrones, which is a very, very concerning title, The Last of the Starks. I mean, we shouldn't be too concerned, I'm guessing. I don't know, because like I said, I have no idea. Obviously, we have an idea of where this story is going to be going now that the Night King and the dead are all done and dusted. But I was just expecting this fight with the dead to drag until, well, not drag as in a bad term, but to go on until the very end. And for it to end at episode 3 was, well, not only completely shocking in the way they executed that, but also the one who managed to land the killing blow on the Night King. And yeah, I still can't get over that. Like, it was just an insane moment that had all of us Game of Thrones fans in shock, in rejoice, and it was just a really, really powerful moment in an episode that a lot of people did complain. I get why it was dark as well, but yeah, I should have just done this reaction in the dark, to be fair. Like, yeah, no, in all seriousness, I know there was a few flaws in all of that, because there was a lot of talk about, the battle strategy wasn't really logical about how they would approach the dead, etc., etc. So yeah, but it was still a really, really intense episode, and I really, really did enjoy the capping off the dead's arc in Game of Thrones. And yeah, we should be focusing on King's Landing now, because I think Cersei has not been in the last 2 episodes. I think she's only appeared in episode 1. Episode 2 was like focusing on because episode 2 was focusing on Winterfell, and it was like the calm before the storm. Get all your happy moments in before tragedy strikes. And then episode 3, of course, we had that full focus on the Battle of Winterfell. So it'll be very, very great to focus back on Cersei. And yeah, so with that said, let's just delve right into this. I'll have the extended reaction up on Patreon later tonight. So with that said, let's go. Is she whispering "I love you too"? Or something like that, because he whispered it last week. Alfie. No, the actor's pretty much alive, Liam. She died a noble death. Starting off strong emotionally.
Go again.
Why does he get to go again?
Because it's my game.
You have danced with Renly Baratheon.
Drink.
See, these next 3 episodes are going to be just happy times and drinking games and all of that.
I saw him riding that thing. We all did.
Is that their, version of Never Have I Ever?
I saw him. What kind of person climbs on a fucking dragon? A madman or a king?
Ixnay on the Taneras, eh? I just gotta love Tormund's flamboyancy about Jon. I can relate.
Takes her from her. Just takes her like that. I mean it again. My heart is broken. Don't touch me.
I feel so bad for
You can touch me,
Tormund.
and any lady would be lucky to have you. But I'm not a lady. I never have been. That's not me.
Oh. I mean, to be fair, Gendry, the first move was made not that long ago, so you kind of rushed it. Oof. We're breaking hearts, Jamie, with Tormund's heart and Gendry's.
I've never slept with a knight before.
First time for everything.
I've never slept with anyone before.
I thought there was some traumatic reason
The rules.
to why she left.
I told you.
Yes! I mean, poor Tormund, but I was more leaning to the Jamie Brienne ship than the Tom and Bree ship.
What happens when they demand you press your claim and take what is mine?
Mm-hmm. Claim's still legitimate, whether you do or do not.
You are my queen. I don't know what else I can say.
You can say nothing to anyone ever. Never tell them who you really are. Swear your brother and Samuel Tarly to secrecy and tell no one else. Or it will take on a life
always
of its own and you won't
works
be able
well.
to control.
We needed her.
I have seen,
army.
yeah,
Her dragons.
I have seen logistics.
You did the right thing. And we're doing the right thing telling you we don't trust your queen.
Basically, John, your girlfriend's a
I never
bitch.
know her. She's not...
It's your choice.
They're gonna take that in a different meeting, but John knows what
I
Bran
need to
meant.
tell you something. You have to swear you'll never tell another soul.
This is gonna go down horribly.
What is it?
You have to swear it before I tell you.
How can I promise
Cross
to
your
keep a
fingers.
secret if I don't do it?
You couldn't do it on your best day, you one-handed fuck, and your best days are long gone.
Oh, you broke my nose.
I did not break your
He
nose.
did say
How do
he,
you know?
he was
I've been
gonna.
breaking noses since I was your size, and I know what it sounds like. Now listen.
It's
Your
banter.
sister offered me River Run. Nice big castle, good land.
Yeah, he's not
plenty
gonna.
of
He's not
peasants
gonna
who do what
bite.
they're told.
You trust Cersei.
I knew your sister was dead the second I saw those dragons. Now, your army may be torn to shit, but I'd still bet on your dragon queen to win.
Plus
It just so
Tyrion's
happens
promise.
they're masters. The ones who made your family rich. Fancy lads in silk? They were fucking cutthroats. That's how all the great houses started, isn't it? With a hard bastard who was good at killing people. Kill a few hundred people, they make you a lord. Kill a few thousand, they make you king.
I just love
then,
this banter and
all your
intensity all
cocksucking
rolled into
grandsons.
one.
Have some unfinished business.
Clegane Bowl. Clegane Bowl. We've got 3 episodes
Dan
left. We
coming back.
need this.
Neither do I.
Gonna leave me to die again if I get hurt.
Probably.
It's like old times.
I believe in her.
She's gotta blurt it out, surely. I mean, out of Arya and
Tyrion,
shit, she is.
what if there's someone else? Someone better?
This was what Dany feared.
Yes, well, the nights have been getting longer, and there wasn't that much to do in Old Town. There's
Aw,
only
Sam.
7 books a person can read, so we...
I'm sure he knows how it happens, Sam.
You're the best friend I ever had.
You too, Sam.
This is gonna be the last time. Oh. I can't do this. I'm getting emotional. Are you not gonna hug him? Hug the friggin' I'm sorry, John, I'm taking points off you. Tormund gets a hug, Sam and Gilly gets a hug, but not fucking Ghost. You got lucky. Whoa! What the What the What the fuck? Cersei! No, you bastards! Just burn the shit out of him. This fucking maggot can drop. Go. Oh, please tell me he managed to... Holy shit! That completely came out of nowhere.
Tens of thousands of innocents will die. That is why Cersei is bringing them into the Red Keep.
So they can get caught in the...
You came here to protect. I beg you, Your Grace, do not destroy the city you came to save. Do not become what you have always struggled to defeat.
They're a great bargaining chip now, the people at the Red
Do you
Keep.
believe we're here for a reason, Woodford?
What about my earlier proposal? They could rule together as king and queen.
Yes, but I don't think Dany would
She's
take
too
that.
strong for him. She'd bend him to her will, as she already has.
You could temper her worst impulses.
But who? But what about the people? Who would they back the most?
Please. Don't.
Oh, don't even... Are we on the same mindset?
I've spoken as honestly as I can.
She's hateful. And so am I.
Gwendolyn Christie just nails the emotion. Holy...
If not for yourself, then for your child. Your reign is over. But that doesn't mean your life has to end.
You can try Tyrion, but...
Doesn't mean your baby has to die.
I'm gonna have to take it by force.
Dracarys!
Oh, shit! That's the signal. Oh, shit! Oh! I'm scared by Dany. Like, that face is like... Oh, girl, you're gonna regret this. Oh my god, that... Anyone getting Mad King vibes right now? Because she's gonna burn them all. I'm scared. I'm literally scared about how this is gonna go down. So, that was pretty rad. Like, what I really loved, it started off all happy, we survived the Night King, yay, and then it turned into despair at the very end, because yay. Not to say that this episode was without faults, and the biggest one revolves around Ghost. So yeah, I'll get onto that in a minute, because I've got a bit of a rant coming up, but I thought it was pretty great for the most part. It was pretty heartbreaking to lose another dragon, but like, Dany needs to get a grip on her dragons, because I'm sure the time difference between when she lost Viserys and losing Rhaegal is not that long. I mean, in Game of Thrones terms, because obviously with the traveling and all of that, there's going to be a bit of time. There's going to be a bit of a wait and all of that. But still, like, especially if you're marathoning Game of Thrones, which good luck, it's gonna feel a bit like it feels like they might be trying to, like, I don't know. I get the idea that they are trying to not make Dany OP and all of that, and by that they're trying to have a quick fix on, okay, let's get rid of Rhaegal, because Rhaegal is not Dany's dragon. So yeah, so when we come to this fight with Cersei, the playing field's going to be a bit more unpredictable. Because I mean, I like the idea that whereas with Viserin dying, you kind of had an idea like, don't you do it, and then there's Rhaegal dying. It was like completely unpredictable, caught you off guard and all of that. Whereas I did kind of like that aspect, I kind of didn't as well, if you get what I mean. I did like it, but I didn't like it at the same time, if that's even a valid thought. Yeah, because like I kind of did like it, but I kind of didn't for some reason. Because I feel like, obviously, it was building to the confrontation with Cersei after the damage was done, not just to Rhaegal, but to the fleet as well. So that transcended into the final scene, which I really, really loved Tyrion pouring his heart out. Inevitably, it was not going to work, because Cersei doesn't care. Cersei, the lives at the keep, expendable. As long as Cersei's ass is on the throne, that's all that matters. She can waste lives as much as she wants, but as long as Dany is dead, no matter the cost of the lives, that's all she cares about, to be fair. So it was never gonna work. So Missandei dying kind of was kind of expected as soon as you saw her on top of the thing. And as soon as there was that, okay, we're gonna have this unconditional surrender thing. Yeah, you kind of expected it in a sense. So, yeah, it was still heartbreaking for Missandei to die, because I'm just gonna check if a certain trailer is dropping today. Because we had Grey Worm, who was like, we're going to set up a future and all of that, and it's going to be glorious, and you're like, yep, Grey Worm's dying, and then you're just completely shocked that he survived. So it's like, oh, okay, maybe there is hope. Maybe they've steered away from the cliche. Oh no, Missandei's captured and she's going to die. So yeah, no, I don't think it's released yet, so I'm good. So it was still heartbreaking though, because poor Grey Worm, especially, and now he's lost Missandei, so absolutely heartbreaking. Although I did thought that death was going to be more dramatic, in terms of, I don't know, Missandei getting the Oberyn treatment, like her head squashed and all of that, because it's the mountain and grotesque. So yeah, not to say that lobbing off someone's head isn't grotesque, but you get the idea. So yeah, I'm really excited to see where things does go with this battle against Cersei, because Dany's going full Mad Queen, and you even saw it on her face. It's not like there was any dialogue needed, like Dany didn't need to say burn them all. You could tell with the way her face pulled that angry stare. You could tell she burn them all was screaming in her head, and that's what she's going to do. And I think this is going to be a nice setup. I now am 100% guaranteed that Jon is going to sit on the throne. There's going to be some people who might not like the cliche way of them going through this, but I think it all stems from the fact that Jon doesn't want the throne, which is fine. And I'm completely supportive of that. I'm like, okay, well, Jon is not going to get on the throne. Okay, so maybe I'm wrong. I want Jon to be on the throne, but I have to respect my character's choices. So, yeah. But he's going to have to probably be forced to be on the throne. Because Dany is going to be completely unhinged and all of that. And Jon's not there yet. And she is ready to get rid of lives, to get rid of Cersei. She's gonna get ready to end innocent lives, and I don't think for Jon's character, it can depend on the writing, to be fair, because Jon's character would also hug Ghost. That didn't happen though. He hugged Tormund. He hugged Sam. Sam's understandable because he's his best friend, and I really, really loved that line from Sam. You're the bestest friend I ever had. My heart. But Ghost, who you've had since day one, your companion. What is that all about? The thing is, Ghost's been like a background character all throughout. I mean, we've only seen one scene of him running. And that was against the Dothraki. Not against the Dothraki, should I say. Against the dead. And then that's all we saw of him in the last episode. And he's just been standing there all throughout the season. It's like, what's the point of having Ghost at this point? Because I'm sure it's just for fan service, because that scene would have been a lot more emotional if Jon hugged his companion, since he's had from day one, from the very first episode. But Jon just treated him like he was a mate at the pub or something like that, because he just looked at him and it was like, cool. But yeah, I'll hug Tormund, I'll hug Sam. Sam's understandable, but Tormund, yeah, but not Ghost. So yeah, and I think that's all down to the writing part, because like, if it were me, if I was in Jon's shoes, if these characters were given a bit more freedom, of course, and we were not confined to a script, but your natural instinct, I mean, it's of course an animal as well, so yeah, there's a bit more benefit to, like, he's your personal pet, so there's a bit more benefit there. But still, he's been your companion since day one, and your instinct is to, if you're going to depart and potentially not see Ghost again, at least fucking pet him or something, like handshake or whatever. Don't just treat him like he's your ex or something like that. Like, honestly, that was like, harsh. Like, that's honestly, like, forget Rhaegal dying, forget Missandei dying. Jon not saying goodbye to Ghost is the most heartbreaking thing about this episode. And I'm not even kidding when I say that it's definitely the most heartbreaking moment of that episode, because we're wrapping up Game of Thrones in 2 episodes, and this is like a goodbye to characters. Jon with Sam, we've been on a journey with them, so it's emotional there. But Jon treats Ghost like he's nothing, and it's like, because he's been there since day one, and he's fought alongside him. We've seen like there's been people who've done fan-made stuff of Jon on the throne with Ghost beside him, companion and all of that. That didn't happen because the writers don't clearly know how to write Ghost, because apart from that running shot in the last episode, he's just been there. They've done nothing. It's a waste of CGI or whatever to have Ghost there, because they've done nothing with him. They could have had Jon and Ghost interact in that episode, but Jon just treats him like he's nothing, and that's not gonna be his character. So yeah, although we have to be like, oh, Jon, why didn't you do this? Like, because we're watching the show, so we're automatically blaming the characters and all of that. Like Sansa, well, that would be part of Sansa's character, so there's a difference there. But I'll get onto her in a minute, because she's getting a lecture as well. Little shit. No, but we have to blame the characters. But in real terms, like now, real talk, the writers are the ones to blame. So, yeah. And I just think that was lousy writing for my part. So, yeah, because otherwise I would have had Jon and Ghost, yeah, with a montage and all of that. Yeah. See, I would have pushed the boundaries. But like I said, though, I also feel like, in a sense, I kind of liked Rhaegal dying, but I kind of didn't as well, because I feel like they could have spared Rhaegal dying for when we were actually in battle with Cersei and co. But then again, like I said, I think that Rhaegal dying is to build the confrontation that we had. But still, I kind of liked it and I kind of didn't like it at the same time. Gendry now getting his full circle, it seems, by now being anointed Baratheon, which was really, really awesome. As well as he is now, I mean, I get why Dany did what she had to do with Gendry, but it was still pretty nice, I felt, like from Dany. Not just that, though, but I really, really loved the confrontation between Jon and Dany when Jon was saying, I don't want the throne and all of that. But like I said, I feel like he's going to have to take the throne because now people will know, since Sansa was basically... this is the thing, though. Don't tell anyone that this happened. Let's keep it a secret and all of that. That never happens. And I thought that Game of Thrones would do away with the trope, but with something something more sensitive than another character dying and all of that. After they say, "Oh, we'll plan a future" and all of that. Something more sensitive, like this character is the rightful heir to the Iron Throne. That's gonna get distributed like no tomorrow. And like I said, Sansa is out of Arya and Sansa's definitely was going to be the most likely person to spread this information. Arya just couldn't give a shit, like, to be fair, personally, and I don't think that would have, I don't think Arya saying, Jon is, telling other people, telling Tyrion, for example, that wouldn't be Arya's character. Sansa's character, it would be, so yeah. Still not right, though, because Ned kept this secret for several, years and all of that. Well, more than several years, but you get the idea. Ned managed to keep this secret so much, and then once Jon has to reveal the truth, Sansa's like, everyone, Jon's a Targaryen! Basically. It's literally that, but, it has set up an interesting perspective for, because we had that Tyrion and Varys scene, which was really, really great, and I love that Varys actually does care for the realm. He wants to follow Dany, but he also doesn't want innocents to be hurt, and he feels like Jon needs the Iron Throne because he's a more considerate leader, and that goes back to my comment about, okay, Dany's gonna burn them all, Jon has got to be on the throne, Jon's got to lead and all of that, and I do feel like he's going to have to kill Dany or something like that, or something's going to have to happen to Dany. I think Dany's definitely going to die if she's tempting into the Mad Queen vibes. Because she has to be stopped. And like I said, it all goes back to that discussion, I don't want to be a king, but he's going to have to be, it seems. So, yeah. I'm glad that the Jaime and Bree ship finally sailed and all of that. And I am finally glad because they built that relationship up so much and all of that. I felt so bad for Tormund and all of that. And a lot of people do ship Tormund and Bree, which is fine, which is really, really fine. Because I thought that I think they're a comedic duo, but there's more of a sense to pair Bree and Jaime together, considering that they have a more built relationship with each other. So yeah, but I really, really did like how they handled Tormund's heartbreak, especially since he had to confide to the Hound, who is the last person to give a shit about. So I really, really loved. I really did love. I really, really loved how they handled that. But I have to say, Gwendolyn Christie's acting was just phenomenal when Jaime decided to head off. I thought that Arya, when she decided to head off, I thought she would be the one to end Cersei, because Jaime decided to stay back. So, because we have that theory about who's going to end Cersei. Is it going to be Jaime living up to the prophecy, or is it going to be Arya dedicated to her list? So I thought, okay, maybe Arya's going to, but now Jaime's headed off, so it seems like he's going to end Cersei himself. We'll just have to wait. It's a race. It's a race to see who's going to do it. I really, really loved that heartbreak from Gwendolyn Christie. I can't say her name properly, but it was absolutely devastating, and I absolutely did love that portrayal of heartbreak. So, yeah, but at least they were together, so it's just a shame. Now I feel like Jaime is gonna die. No, I don't want Jaime to die. I do think, though, I have a feeling Drogon's going to die now. If they got rid of Rhaegal like that, if if they got rid of Rhaegar like that, I'm worried about Drogon or something like that. But we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, I'm really excited to see Dany going, burn them all, because, and it's so funny because I have seen people say, oh, Emilia Clarke's acting is wooden and all of that. That's not wooden. That is, you want to run the fuck out of here mood, basically. Because honestly, you do want to run with that face and all of that. So yeah, I really loved some of the acting in this episode, especially Jon's speech when they were giving the funeral for those who fell during the battle against the dead. It was I thought there was a lot of weight going on there. And of course, Peter Dinklage as well, with his plea to Cersei, which was, and this is the thing, Tyrion was so dedicated there. He was so super passionate. Like, he could not add an extra percentage of passion there because that was his most passionate. And Cersei didn't budge. So, he tried his best, bless him. But it wasn't enough, unfortunately. But yeah, it was pretty great. Like I said, I'm 50-50 with how I feel with Rhaegal dying. I mean, it was to be kind of expected as well, in a sense, because he was injured. We saw that foreshadowing when we had that brief little scene with Dany and with Rhaegal and Drogon. Rhaegal struggled to put the plane in flight. Yeah. So that was a sign ultimately on what was to come for poor Rhaegal. And, yeah, I just don't know. Like, I kind of liked how it was unexpected, but I would have, like, preferred it if Rhaegal died in battle or something like that. But, yeah, I'm 50-50 about it. So, yeah, but not just that. Like I said, the poor writing behind Ghost is an absolute brain. Like, it hurts my brain because you don't do this to a combination of several years. Like, you're ending character arcs and all of that, and it's just a piss take in my opinion. So, yeah. But happy for Sam though, because he's like, oh, we're pregnant and all of that. I love it though. Like, there wasn't much to do, to be fair. So, yeah, we decided to go at it. So, yeah. But yeah, apart from that, it was pretty intense. Like I said, there was some great character moments. I loved the Tyrion and Varys scene as well. And, yeah, it was a really great episode. With a bunch of flaws, but, I don't know. I really loved the character moments in this episode. So yeah, Sansa as well. I think I forgot to rant about her, but I mean, in a sense, like I said, I mean, if someone's going to tell, like, whenever you say, oh, we'll keep this a secret, it's never going to be a secret. And Sansa was going to be the most likely, but still, girl, why? So yeah. I mean, she'll have her motives, but it does lead to some interesting discussions, like I said, with Tyrion and Varys. So not much of a rant. It's just like, damn it, Sansa. Because, like I said, I can totally see her character doing that compared to Arya. So yeah. But it was really intense, and I can't wait to see how things do go down in the next episode. Cersei's gonna die, and Euron will die in a pool of his own feces or whatever, because honestly, he is an absolute bellend. Like, I'm getting ready for the Sonic the Hedgehog Game Over music to play when he dies or something like that. I'll probably edit in my reaction. Yeah, it might be, like, I don't know, like, adding a sound effect or something into a reaction, it doesn't sound great because, like, it kind of sounds like the video itself is a bit orchestrated and all of that, but still, he's an arrogant dickhead who can honestly just die. So yeah, emotionally, I'm hurt with Rhaegal dying. Yeah, I'm definitely hurt because to be fair, I think Rhaegal was the only dragon I had to survive. I thought Drogon was going to die, and we lost Viserys completely, of course. But I thought Drogon was going to die, and then Jon and Rhaegal. Jon takes the throne, Rhaegal's there, so yeah. But I honestly think all the dragons are going to be completely done and dusted but when the show ends. That's my theory now. Or prediction, should I say. But still, it was pretty interesting stuff. Like I said, the writers need to get a grip on the ghost situation, because that was honestly unrealistic. If it was me, I would be like, I don't want to leave you, but it's for your own good, Ghost. And to be fair, he's done a good job, because Ghost would have probably died if Danny's losing dragons, so... yeah, but I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!